Now, in order to do this right, there's a few tips that I want to show you about masking tape. Now, like I said, when you're young and you're full of energy, you can power through everything because you have more energy than you know what to do with. It's like old people say, youth is wasted on the youth, and it's true. But when you get older, my philosophy is to do as little preparation as I have to do so that I can spend all my time in making sure that finish looks really nice. So, when I do my tape, now you can say, oh, well, the window's taped up. Okay, well, there's a whole pattern. There's a whole Chinese tea ritual, Japanese tea ritual, sorry about that. It's a tape ritual. First thing that you want to do, now remember, when I put all this paint on here, I'm going to have a lot of paint on this tape. I can rub my hand right there and it's going to have paint and crap and bullshit all over it, right? We don't want that. This is the next secret I'm going to show you. When you do your taping of your windows, you want to start down here in the corner, okay? And you want to work all the way over to this side and stop, all right? Now the way I do it is, I will lay my tape. I don't try and make it into the corner right here, okay? I don't try to make anything into the corners. I'll leave about 2 inches off the end right here. Then what I do is take my little 9-in-1 tool and I'll hold it real tight right there, and you can do two things. You can take the edge of the tape and rip it, and it will rip right along this sharp line. Or you can hold the tool right there and cut the tape with this. So I do that on this side, all the way over to here, and I cut it. Then what I do is I come back over here to the left, and I overlap this second tape onto the first tape. Now I'll show you why that's important. I go all the way to the top. I have the tape up about right here. I'll stick my tool right there, and then I'll cut it with the knife. Then I run this tape, the top tape, all the way over to this side. Then I overlap the fourth corner all the way down to the bottom, and I'll cut it right here. I've done that with all three of these windows. Now once you understand why that's done, you'll say, you know, that makes sense. Okay, now, after I get done painting, you always have to pull the tape before the paint dries. Otherwise, if the paint dries, the tape can pull it off. So you want to get to that sweet spot where the paint is tacky enough to stick to the object that you have, but it's not running enough to where when you pull the tape, the paint's going to run. So what we'll do is we'll take this and we'll cut. Say we'll cut right here, and this is the nice thing about these long blades. Okay, you see, you can just go in there and pick and pick and pick and pick and pick at things. And also when you're taping, I'm not concerned with getting this whole thing flat from here to here. I'm only concerned, if you look very closely, at about probably 3 millimeters. That's all the edge that I want right there, because all I'm concerned is that I don't want my paint to get underneath the tape. I don't care about the rest of it. Now the one reason I use green tape instead of white, I used white up here, and then I lost my white, so it's green. The reason I use green tape, and I would normally use white, is because it was very sunny out. This is hot, and when you heat up white tape, the white tape all its adhesive will stick to this glass, and you'll go to take the white tape off. The tape may come off, but the adhesive is all the way on there, and it takes hours to get it off. All right, now back to this. After I've painted this and I have paint everywhere, I make my cut right here. Okay, let's just say, and I use my little knife and I pry this out. I take my hand and I pull this out. Right now, I'm starting right here. I'm pulling this way, and I'm going to pull up this way and over. Now the reason I've taped it, I've overlapped this way is because this corner is overlapped on this. That means this one is underneath it. So when I go to pull this, and I go this way, it's going to pull up on the bottom edge of this one, which will go all the way up to here, which will pull up on the bottom edge of this one, and it will keep on going all the way over and pull up on the bottom edge of the fourth tape, and then all the way down. And then I'll take this over here and pull over on it and take the tape off. But it means that you don't have to take off one piece, then another piece, and another piece. Now you say, well, why is this important? Well, let me explain to you. Some of these rich people will have like 18-foot ceilings up here, and maybe they'll have a window up there for some stupid reason. Rich people do a lot of stupid things. Anyway, suppose that you have some masking up there, and you're on the ground, and you've got one piece of this tape. All right, and what you're trying to do is you're trying to pull on that tape from the ground, and hopefully all your masking will come off, and it won't leave like a little piece of it up on the 18-foot high wall that you're going to have to crawl up there and take off. That's why the tape is done like this, so that it is in one continuous line, and it will come off in one continuous pull. So that's the tape thing of the day. And now what I've done is I've put on my oil primer here, and I've tried to fix up as much of this as I can. This is really old, and it's not in the best of shape. I put on a lot of oil primer, and then what I did is I caulked all these edges right here, and right along here, and up here, and down here, and here. And this edge right here was a little bit too sharp, so I just ran a little caulk all the way up to the top and smoothed it out. And if I don't like this edge the way how sharp it is, I'll put a little bit of caulk on there, and I'll round that out a little bit. But these are just little tricks that can really make the job easier, because that's what you want to do. You want to spend your time with as much time on the canvas and on your job as you can, rather than on the preparation and taking everything off. And there's even an art to taking the tape off so you don't make a total painted mess all over Hell's Half Acre, and I'll show you that. I hope you like my paint stripper.